Shalom to all the Jews and Gentiles alike, sending a strong Shalom to the children of light. Namaste to all. You already know what the deal is. We can give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, our power, to 𝐻𝐻WH 𝐷𝐢𝐝, 𝐻𝐻WH 𝐷𝐢𝐝, 𝐻𝐻WH 𝐭𝐡𝐢𝐬 𝐴𝐁𝐿, Wakanda, Hawa, the Great Spirit. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, and acknowledgement to our elder brother, Yahushua HaMashiach, Yahushai, Isa, Mata the Lamb, Yesiah, the Messiah, Yahusha, the Lion from the tribe of Yehuda, the one the world calls Jesus Christ. So today we're going to be talking about the Merkabah Experience. And we had made a video on the Merkabah about a year ago, I think. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out when you're done watching this video. Or you can watch that video and then you can watch this video. But we're going to be seeing today how the Merkabah is actually tied with the higher divine thought. And I don't know if you've been paying attention, but there's been lots and lots of chariot activity, lots of Merkabah activity up in them skies. Okay, we're gonna see that later in this video, but let's go ahead and hop right into it, shall we? So let's go to the Pistis Sophia book. But I go to book 1, chapter 14. I left that region behind me and ascended to the great eons of the archons. All right, so this is speaking on when Yahushai or Jesus ascends to the eons of the archons, okay, which is the local logos, right? The ones that are influencing this realm. And we just got done talking about the local logos, so this is tying in pretty well with this video, all right? I left that region behind me and ascended to the great eons of the archons. And I came before their veils and their gates shining immensely, and the light which I embodied was immeasurable. And it occurred when I came to 12 eons that their veils and their gates were set into turmoil, one against the other. Their veils separated and their gates opened of their own accord. And I entered into the eons shining immensely, and the light that I embodied was immeasurable, being 49 times more radiant than the light with which I shone in the houses of the Himarmine, which I think I said that right. But that's the region of the archons, basically. All right. So let's go down and read the commentary. Every dimension of space is used by some level of intelligence, and in the exterior realms, as we travel in this multi-dimensional space and time, we will witness other regions of visible and interdimensional intelligence, some of which are here to help maintain a balance in this local universe, while others are not. But if we choose to travel farther, to go outside our local realm of duality, our energy body must carefully clear certain vibratory gates. Our physical body must be transformed, lest the vibratory frequencies tear the molecular energy fields of our spiritual physical body apart like nuclear particles ripped from a shell. We have to go through what the ancients called the 49 intermediate stages of cleansing to purify our spiritual vehicle, for in the long run our life presence will not be protected solely by a physical vehicle, but by the Merkabah, the spiritual vehicle of the divine light and the true hierarchy, which recognizes only those who are carriers of the true vibrations of light. All right, so let's get the definition for Merkabah, for those that don't know. Let's get that in the keys, the book of knowledge, the keys of Enoch. Merkabah, divine light vehicle used by the ultra-terrestrial or angelic master beings to probe, reach, and transport the faithful into the myriad dimensions of the divine mind. The Merkabah can take on many forms of a brilliant briolets in the physical worlds. So Elijah, when he got up on out of here, he hopped on that Merkabah. Okay? His galactic Uber came and he hopped on it and he got on out of here. So let's go to the 4th light picture superscript. Thou shalt be the kingdom. We're going to go to verse 428. In the ascension process, the Merkabah is also introduced as the vehicle that transports the geometries of life to new places within the kingdom. It has the ability to move us into the higher dimensional relationships and new life reality spaces. It is able to transcend many space-time dimensions and even to travel between various consciousness universes because it works with myriads of life geometries. Uniquely, the Merkabah is both a time machine and a light vehicle, which can pass beyond the subkingdom into realms even of the Father universes. So, you can go into other realms by the dynamics of the mind or the power of the Merkabah vehicle. Both allow for experiences with other dimensional realms. Through the Merkabah, we can enter greater realities, which can transport us into new life experiences, or we can open the threshold gates, which is also a Merkabah experience, by matching our geometries of consciousness to the geometries of the various gates of creation. Now let's go to the 5th light picture superscript. Thou shalt be the family. Let's go to verse 607. Our work, however, is mainly with ultra-terrestrial intelligences and the host, who govern all multidimensional possibilities, including us as we evolve into self-realized divine sons and daughters of light. Our work is also with the vehicle of light, the Merkabah, which is a multi-dimensional vehicle that can take us beyond the local consciousness time zone as we ascend into new aspects of the kingdom. And one thing to note is that you're not going to be able to go beyond the local conscious time zone, the local thinking of the world, if you still eating meat, because eating meat is holding you back spiritually. And people think, oh no, you tripping, man, I gotta have my meat, I gotta have my steak, my chicken, my pork. Nah, and I'm not making that up. That's what the words say. Okay, so we can go to the 𝐁𝐸 actually. You know what? Let's go to the 𝐁𝐸. Let's go to the 𝐁𝐸 Bible. Let's go to the book of Judgments. Let's go to chapter 13, verse 24. Oh, that thou hadst not contaminated thy corporal part by the flesh of the beast and the meat of his living creatures. This is as one of the stones that covereth up thy soul. Let me read that again. This is as one of the stones that covereth up thy soul, and blocketh thy way to the upper grade. See, meat is blocking your spiritual connection. It is blocking your way to the upper grades, the higher dimensions, the higher thought fields. So you're not going to be able to hop on some Merkabah vehicle on some galactic Uber or get a galactic Uber of your own if you over here eating steak all the time. It just don't work that way. It don't work. And we made a video on this already, right? But for those that are new, just to kind of show you that you really can't be eating meat like that. All right. So let's go to the 6th light picture superscript. Thou shalt be the word. 540. The Merkabah is a divine light vehicle used by the higher angelic masters to connect with all who seek the light in order to introduce them to some of the myriad dimensions of the divine mind. The experience of light consciousness can then be placed around the human body through the interconnection with the divine being of light, enabling the human to enter into different dimensional realities where one can work with divine thoughts and language. This vehicle is not to be considered a physical technology, but a form of higher intelligence reaching into the human mind from the divine source. 546. Thus, the awakening experience, known to the mystics of all cultures as the direct experience with non-physical fields by the soul, comes through what the keys call the Merkabah Experience, which inspires us to reach the divine source and work with the souls of all sentient beings using higher states of consciousness. In essence, it is a Merkabah that can take on many forms of geometry being seen, generally as a brilliant briolette or a glowing diamond, overawing those who see it in the physical world as it travels from one evolutionary kingdom to another. So if y'all watch Mr. MBB333, something like that, he has a whole bunch of footage from other people around the world sending him clips of them looking at these crazy stuff happening in the skies, these lights popping up in the skies, and these Gentiles are like, I don't know what this is. I think his recent one was like they wanted to call the police or something like that, but they were freaking out. They seeing all types of stuff in the skies. I'm telling you, this is what this is. The higher intelligence is here. They are here. Okay, this ain't fake. Okay, this is all real. Some people probably saying, oh, that's Project Bluebeam, that's that, that's this, oh, that's the so-called elites are doing this. It's like, nah. And it's funny because it's really happening here in the Americas. And that's because the dove, the Holy Spirit, is on the Americas. Okay, we at the end. We at the end of consciousness time. We at the end of the cycle. Back to the superscript, 549. Thus, a vehicle can transform itself from the simple circular form to a tetrahedral form, and on into bipyramids and tripyramids, using sympathetic adjustments in the overall shape and color of the vehicle through bonding adjustments using cluster chains that demonstrate vast versatility. Most importantly, the Merkabah brings a sacred teaching aligned with the scriptures or confirms a prophetic insight that becomes a point of departure for the experience of life into a higher state of consciousness, because it can take us through all the levels of the logos, the higher divine thought, from the local to the formative to the primordial and even to the supreme logos. 553. All physical vehicles, however, are subordinate to the operation of the Merkabah. In short, the Merkabah should not be confused with UFOs nor with heavy metal vehicles, some of which may bring negative thought form energy intended to affect the human mind. So when you see like these metal physical looking like UFO saucers, that ain't them. Okay, it's gotta be a light that's lit. All right, these are those vehicle intelligences that do not recognize the supreme God of gods. So to clarify, there are positive Merkabah vehicles and there are also negative Merkabah vehicles that are coming from the negative brotherhood, okay, which is the brotherhood of darkness, right? The local logos, right? The fallen entities, the fallen Ophanim, all right? The Merkabah experience, as taught by Enoch, never leaves out of discussion the living Yahuwah. That is, the Merkabah can be experienced in higher states of consciousness, sometimes through sacred music and sacred language, seen often as pictographs in our minds. Yet, the fuller Merkabah experience allows the initiate to cross beyond space and time to be transcended into higher life space realities. When you enter the vehicle, the living architecture, however, will not entirely change, but the frequency, space, and time of the reality is altered, and likewise, your consciousness dimension transforms. The Merkabah is directly connected to the Logos, the higher divine thought, which operates and binds the connection between the light, the higher light, and the lower light relationships of humanity, allowing us to move through the overlapping of two spectral regions made up of different consciousness time zones. The overlap provides for the activation of the conscious dynamics of our body and soul, with the larger energy field being returned to the paraphysical frequencies of immortality. As the spectrum of the human's brain activities is increased through the experience of the Merkabah field with the paraphysical powers, different states of consciousness emerge and different brain activities are normalized to momentarily step beyond the Earth's ionosphere with its generated resonant frequencies and enter into other frequency spectra. 561. New realms are displayed in colors and geometries, permitting the mystical initiation or paraphysical connection to be established through the light body intelligence. So that is the Merkabah Experience. And definitely go check out the stuff that's on Mr. MBB33's channel. He has a lot of stuff. Like, you're gonna be seeing lights in the sky, lights moving back and forth. It is absolutely crazy, man. Okay, you're gonna see that the higher intelligence, the higher evolution, okay, they here. They are here. There's no and, ifs, or buts, no doubt about it. So at this point, you can't be on the fence. You can't be undecided. You can't be lukewarm. You gotta either be hot or you cold. Either you still stuck in the ways of the world, still stuck in local thinking, or you gonna ascend and get right and purify yourself, because we pretty much at the end here. We living in some good times right now. There's a lot of planetary alignments going on, lots of signs in the sky, right? We got the April 8th showing up on America's doorstep. We're gonna have that X marks the spot. Okay, a lot of things are happening right now. America plays a big role in all of this, all right, because again, the dove is on the Americas. This land, in fact, is more ancient than the lands over there in the east. All right, this is part of Atlantis. All right, when this shift happened, okay, it's gonna be crazy. All right, so this whole life of you that you are just so used to, just going to work, paying the bills, you know what I'm saying, gotta do this, gotta do that, you know, everyone just scrambling for the holidays, right? You see, what you gotta understand is that you more than this flesh, you more than this body. Life is not about making money and, you know, you gotta go get a job, you gotta go to school, you gotta do this, you gotta get this degree, you gotta get that degree, you gotta get this car, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what life is all about. Okay, this life cannot really offer you anything amazing, okay, carnally speaking, because all of the carnal things cannot satisfy you. The carnal things cannot satisfy you. It doesn't matter how many times you go to the club, you get drunk, you're chilling with these girls, right? You're chilling with these guys over here, you know what I'm saying? You trying to hop in the bed with them, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it don't matter how many times you do it, you're not gonna be satisfied. You not. And some people, they like, man, this life is boring. And guess what? It is, because this life cannot offer you anything. You are not going to be satisfied with the things of the flesh. That is why you got to feed your spirit. Okay, because you are a spirit in a body. Okay, you are not the body, but you are in a body. You are a spirit having a human experience. Right? So you got to feed your spirit, right? From time to time. Now, I'm not saying you got to go crazy. You know, sometimes I be going, you know, overboard, but feed your spirit. This whole life, this whole realm is a schooling zone for your spirit. Schoolhouse Earth. But that's going to be it for this video. That's going to be it for this lesson. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully you munched on something. You snacked on something. You went to the pantry closet, had something to nibble on. But that is it. I say shalom and stay strong.